What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Speras M4 V2 flashlight. In its turbo mode, this has a maximum output of 2000 lumens and a beam distance of 700 meters, and it has a maximum runtime of 220 hours in its eco mode. This is available on their website for $59.99, which I'll link to down in the description of the video. They also gave me a coupon code UncommonEDC, which will save you 10% off not only this light, but previous Speras lights I've featured on the channel, and really any full price lights on their website. And so I'll include that in the description of the video as well. The light itself is a 6061 aluminum alloy body, about 3.07 inches long. The tube is just over an inch in diameter. The head is about an inch and a half in diameter, just over that as well. Weighs in at 3.07 ounces with the battery installed. This comes with an 18350 lithium ion battery that is USB-C rechargeable without removing it from the light itself, although it is removable as well. But you can easily charge that by lifting up this dust cover, which keeps it IP68 waterproof and a 1.5 meter impact resistance. This one's interesting because it can also accept another tube. So if you want to swap this out for the M4 Plus tube, that allows it to use 18650 batteries instead of the 18350 that it ships with. So it gives you a little bit more capacity out of that. It's running a Lumens SFT40 LED and has 7 different modes in addition to the memory mode and the lockout mode. And so the user interface is pretty straightforward, should be pretty familiar with most flashlights that you've handled with similar settings. And so we'll go through those here. A single click turns it on into the last mode that you left it in, which I left it in low. The main cycle features low, medium, and high, which is pretty typical. 60 lumens out of that low, 7.78 hour runtime, and 130 meter beam distance. If you click it again, it will go off, and so you have to long press it to cycle. Do want to point out that power indicator here as well. You can see that right now it's charging or showing green. That means that it's over 70%. Once it drops below 70%, it changes to orange, and then once it drops below 30%, it changes to red, and finally under 10%, it changes to flashing red. While it's charging, it's just red the entire time until you hit fully charged, in which case it turns green. So again, we'll single click that to turn it on, long press to cycle into the various modes. So our medium is 250 lumens, very bright for a medium, 2-hour runtime on here, 270 meter beam distance, and then we can cycle to our high from here as well. This is going to be 600 lumens for 1.23 hours and a 392 meter beam distance. If we long press this while it's off for half a second, it will go into our eco mode. You can see very dim eco mode, and that's only 0.5 lumens, but it runs for that 220 hours that I mentioned a little bit earlier. You can cycle from here as well, so you'll go right into your low mode, and at any point, whether you're on or off, you can double click to get to our turbo mode. This is at 2000 lumens. It has a 1.2 hour runtime, but it is going to step down in that time, 700 meter beam distance. They don't give the step down details, which I would prefer that they do, just so we know what that looks like. But all flashlights, when they have that turbo mode, they are going to step down to not only preserve battery, but also to control the heat, because it does get pretty hot at that 2000 lumens. Now we also have a strobe and an SOS mode on this flashlight, and so those aren't modes that I typically use. I do welcome them, but it's not even something that I would necessarily remember if it weren't so straightforward. This one's just a triple click to get there, triple click to cycle to the next mode. So if you are sensitive to flashing lights, I'll go ahead and skip forward in the video 25-30 seconds. We'll go first into our strobe mode, again by triple clicking. And here is our strobe mode, that is 2000 lumens. If we triple click again, we go into our SOS mode. That doesn't need to be as bright, but it's 250 lumens. It's gonna run a little bit longer. They don't give the run times on these, but we can compare this to the medium, which is also 250 lumens and runs for 2 hours. You should get more time out of the SOS since they're part of the time that's off, so you should get a little bit more than 2 hours. Our strobe, again, 2000 lumens, it should be a little bit more than that 1.2 hours, but again, I wouldn't expect it to maintain those 2000 lumens the entire life of that battery. Single click turns it off. If we want to lock it out, we just long press that for 2 seconds and it will go into our lockout mode. To unlock it, it's a little bit different, which I always find a little bit confusing. I wish it was the same, but it's still pretty simple. You just triple click it to unlock, and then it will flash 2 times to let you know that it has unlocked the flashlight. And so still very straightforward overall. That's about it for this one. Really simple. I like the form factor a lot. I think it's a good looking flashlight. Comes in a couple different colors. It doesn't have a pocket clip, which some people may miss. It does roll a little bit on a level surface. It's not going to roll around on you so much, but if you do set it on a kind of hill or at any sort of angle, it is going to roll a little bit since there's no pocket clip or a flat spot to stop it. Yes, there's a flat spot on both our side switch and the USB-C charging port, but both of those are elevated when you set it down, so it will roll a little bit. You can add a lanyard that might help with the rolling just a little bit. It does come shipped with the USB-C charging cable, a lanyard, extra O-rings, your manual, as well as the light itself. And so make sure to pull all of those out of the box before you dispose of it. But overall, really solid light, great output, especially for its size. I love the form factor of this one. I always like these kind of shorter flashlights. It doesn't quite fill the fist. My pinky's not on there at all, but it's a good size where it's a little bit more pocketable than those longer lights. Also weighs a little bit less, about 3.07 ounces. And so that's it for this one. Would love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments below. Again, I'll make sure to leave a link to where you can find it down in the description of the video as always, as well as that coupon code. And if you enjoyed the video, definitely consider liking, commenting, subscribing, checking out some other content. All helps the channel out a ton, and I hope you have a great one. Take care.